everyone and Assalamualaikum. My name is NURHAFIZAH binti NORDIN. My matric number is 264602. Today I and my friend from Group E want to present about the report speech analysis, which is Why School Should Start Later 14 by WENDY TROXEL. So let's move to the question. Question number 1 is, how does the speaker gain attention and interest of the audience? At the beginning of the speech, the speaker gain attention and interest of the audience by tell story, relate topic to the audience, and state the important topic. Firstly, the speaker started the speech by tell the audience on her experience getting up her son from deep sleep. By tell story, speaker will get audience obviously remain engaged in her speech. In the speech, the speaker share a story of her experience waking up her son and the way her friend did to wake the sleeping teen. The audience will relate to this as they experience in this situation. The more audience relate to the speaker, the more likely they will remain engaged. Next is the speaker relate the topic to the audience by relate on her kid is same among American teenagers who has sleep deprivation. Speaker stated that it is not her kid and American teenagers that have sleep deprivation. It is an epidemic. After that, speaker made research that scientists and pediatricians recommended only about 1 in 10 to get to 8 to 10 hours of sleep per night. As a speaker, she makes sure that her explanation to the audience can pull them into the story and make the audience become more interested when the topic is related to their daily life. Lastly, the speaker states importance of the topic that are many factors contributing to this epidemic. The speaker mentioned about LA Unified School District found that the statistic of teens with sleep problem, lost sleep, feeling sad and hopeless, and suicide attempt. She emphasized that primary school and secondary school need to start class after 8:30 a.m. because it is given benefit for student health and performance. Speaker gain attention from audience by provide the factors that affect teenagers' health and the result of making the start time for school not too earlier. Speaker need to deliver her speech with a strong statement to make the whole content relevant. Question number 2. Does the speaker establish her or his credibility? In the speech, the speaker does establish her credibility by telling the audience that she had experience with sleep deprivation epidemic among teenagers. After that, the speaker continues to establish her credibility followed by mention that the speaker had did a great deal of research on how little sleep American teenagers are getting and how it gives effect of teenagers' life. The speaker needs to let their audience know their background, qualification, and expertise such as requisite experience, knowledge, and insight to demonstrate their leadership on their speech in order to establish their credibility. While deliver speech, speaker need to be confident to speak clearly and good intonation. Avoid the audience so that you are nervous because the audience easily detect your weakness. The most important things that the speaker need to avoid speak too quickly. They should smile and use eye contact with the audience. Use body language and speak loud enough in order to establish credibility of the speaker.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Before I start, allow me to introduce myself. I go by the name Fariz Ezlan bin SULAIMAN and my matric number is 267667. So as for today, I will be answering question 3 and question 4. So as for question 3, the first main point is sleep deprivation among American teenagers. So the sub-point that prevents teenagers from having enough sleep is public policy, unwinnable fights with their bodies, and unpleasant characteristic, which consists of moodiness, irritability, laziness, and also depression. So the second main point is about consequence of sleep deprivation among American teenagers, and it leads to mental well-being issues, including alcohol, depression, and suicide. And the speaker referred to research done by experts. Look at the sentence. We found that teens with sleep problems were 55% more likely to have alcohol in the past month in our work with teens from LA Unified School District. So by understanding the statement itself, among teenagers in LA Unified School District, only 55% of them are having sleep problem and would drink alcohol. Moreover, the speaker referred to statistics. Look at the sentence. In another study with over 30,000 high school students, they found that for each hour of lost sleep, there was a 38% increase in feeling sad or hopeless and a 58% increase in teen suicide attempts. So this shows that in 30,000 high school students, 30,000 of high school students, just only 38% of them are having sad, experiencing sad and hopeless. And again, from the same 30,000 students, only 58% of them attempt suicide. Lastly, the speaker illustrate example. Look at the sentence. Teens who sleep away are at an elevated risk for a variety of physical health concerns, including obesity, heart disease, and diabetes. So this shows that lack of sleep is very bad for them, and it leads to obesity, heart disease, and also diabetes. As for question 4, the speaker addressed question of policy and used a problem solution order to coordinate the speech by emphasizing on the seriousness of sleep deprivation among American teenagers that lead to drug use, depression, and also suicide. So as for the solution, the speaker only provided one solution. The solution is delaying start time. So by delaying start time, the teenagers will have enough sleep and they are more likely to attend classes. According to Dave Camper, a problem solution order is a system for evaluating a topic by searching for problems and providing a solution. It can be more than one solutions. So by providing the solution, the speaker can encourage the audiences to think in certain ways. In problem solution order, it persuades the audiences that, oh, there is problems that need solution. So with that being said, audiences can execute their solution strategy. The speaker can also stimulate the mind of the audiences with behaviors, plans, and also ideas for them to think in order to overcome that particular problem. I think that's all from me. Thank you for watching. We'll be moving on to the next question.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is MUHAMAD FAHMI bin YUSOF and my metric number is 264157. I will continue with question number 5 and question number 6. Question number 5. How does the speaker use the resources of the language? Explain. Okay, there are 4 types in using language, which are accurately, clearly, vividly, and appropriately. In this speech, the speaker only used language clearly, which is choose concrete words and eliminate clutter to the audience. It is very important because we do not know. Maybe the audience do not understand what we are saying, and we must use familiar words to avoid the audience misunderstanding. For example, the speaker says, "Do not let Johnny nap, or he will not be ready to kindergarten," where even the children also can understand what she is trying to convey. From my view, using language clearly is very important to delivering a speech to people who do not know its origin, unless we have an audience that is already proficient about the topic that we are delivering. I agree that the speaker choose language clearly to make the audience understand what she is trying to convey. Question 6. What are the types of connective used by the speech? Are they effectively used? Give example. Okay, the speaker used 2 types of connective in the speech. The first connective of speech is transition connective. Speech transition are terms and phrases that allow you to switch seamlessly from one stage to another, such that your speech flows and your presentation is consistent. This makes it possible for the audience to consider the statement, and the audience may be frustrated without transition as to how one topic applies to another, and they may assume that you are switching between points automatically. For example, the speaker used in fact many of the shall we say by using transition to complement the example. The audience can understand what's the next statement from the speaker is when approaching the transition in speech. Next, the speaker used interval preview connective in the speech. A brief statement referring to a point you are going to make it an internal preview. A key point arriving in your speech can be predicted. In minute 8.46, the speaker talked about the logistical challenge. After that, the speaker state the logistical challenge like updating bus route, increased transportation costs, and care before and after school. If the speaker tells the listeners specifically what he or she is trying to talk about in a straightforward and structured way, the audience listen to those key points, which contribute to better understanding of the message. In my opinion, in our speech must have connective to make our audience easily understand and follow our speech.
Question number 7 is explain the speaker voice during the speech. During the speech, speaker deliver her speech by using properly voice like volume, rate and pauses. Firstly, speaker use volume using a head microphone. The loudness of the speaker is the volume perceived. The audience perceive loudness and it is related to the intensity. Speaker need to bear in mind the distance that your voice can cover if you talk naturally without any amplification. Second is the speaker using rate of her speech. Rate is based on how the speaker maintain their voice not too slow and not too fast. In that speech, speaker has rate sometimes slow and sometimes fast according to the point that she wants to emphasize about the topic. The speaker using rate in the speech because she wants to change the rate of the mood for the mood or emotion for the message that she wants to deliver it. Lastly, the speaker applies pauses in her speech to enhance the point that she wants to talk, and speaker also pause at the time the audience laughing or give response to her speech. That gives some space to audience for absorbing the message that the speaker wants to deliver, and speaker take a break for a while to continue the next coming important information. When the speaker using the right voice in deliver speech, the audience can easily understand and feeling what are the message that you want to deliver on your speech.
Hi, my name is Letting, metric number 263238. So question number 8, explain the speaker body during the speech. I will explain the speaker body from 4 aspects: appearance, movement, eye contact, and body gesture. So for the speaker appearance, the speaker wore a plain color dress in dark blue and lightly makeup, which make her look smart and professional. However, the thick chain necklace is eye-catchy, which may distract audience attention from her speech. For the movement of the speaker only moves slightly to change the wig from left leg to right leg while changing her facing direction. In the beginning of her speech, her facial expression was relaxing and smiling. As she started to move to the consequence of lack of sleep for teens, the facial expression looked serious as compared to the beginning. Next, proper eye contact can make sure the audience are paying attention to the speaker. In this video, the speaker maintained a good eye contact with audience from the start to the end. She managed to have eye contact with all the audience by scanning the whole hall briefly throughout the speech. Furthermore, the speaker slouched her shoulder along with the speech. This gesture give the impression of less energized and less confident. Try to imagine if the speaker stand like this and like this. It gives different impression to the audience from the aspect of confidence level. So for the hand gesture, there are 3 hand gestures that the speaker uses frequently throughout the video. So the first one is counting. The speaker uses finger to count while listing the fact, reason, and consequences. This helps her to structure her message and raise curiosity of the audience at the same time. Secondly, the speaker interlaces her finger frequently, and the last one, hand stippling, especially when presenting the fact by scientists and researchers. According to the article by Judgment 256 in Unverbal 2013, a person who finger interlacing, showing that they have low confidence level, whereas hand stippling refer to more secure and confident.
Alright, my name is Muhammad AIMAN bin WAMINALLAH. My metric number is 264581. My question is number 9 and number 10. Number 9 is what kind of reasoning does the speaker rely most on throughout the speech? Okay, the speaker using concept explanation. The speech has been started with a general statement. It is a part of public policy to discourage the teenagers from being sleepy. Move to the minor premise. They can't remember, irritable, and obviously they cannot going to drive a car, and end up with indeed a lot of negative characteristics that we use when we are an adolescent could be a result of a chronic sleep deficit. It is supported by the view from Wendy. The speaker uses reasoning from the principle when trying to persuade an audience. By using this reasoning, the speaker needs to make audience accept the general principle and minor premise. Question number 10 is what type of emotional appeal does the speaker use? Based on the speech, the speaker use pathos to persuade the audience by appealing to the audience emotions. It is effective to use by the speaker. The audience feel the same emotion that the speaker feels about something. Speaker wants to emotionally connect with the audience and influence them. For example, a student who not get enough sleep, a business leader, a parent who 50 years old above kids and teenagers. In her address, the spokesperson said there is a great deal of caffeine in the form of venti frappuccino for many adolescents facing persistent sleep deprivation, and their goal to technique for reimbursement is better if traffic injuries in one district decreased by 70%. Emotional prosody or effective prosody is the various non-verbal aspect of language that allow people to convey or understand emotion. It includes an individual's tone of voice in a speech that is conveyed through change in the pitch, loudness, timbre, speech rate, and pauses. Thank you.
Number 11. What method are used to prepare the audience for ending the speech? The method used by the speaker is the soft ending. She concludes her speech by creating emotional appeal by declining step by step to a dramatic final statement. For the conclusion, she started with imaginary tomorrow situation and assumption of the mentality of getting an extra hour to sleep. The conclusion is evoking emotions by starting with tomorrow morning to extra hour of sleep, then continue with the day seems little longer and little more hope. The speech continued by the children condition, and lastly with the thank you. Question number 12. How does a speaker reinforce a central idea? Explain. The speaker using a dramatic statement to reinforce the central idea. In general, the speaker uses a soft tone and slower pace while creating the image through her words. The speaker let the audience imagine the situation by describing how the emotion of the person will be when the person get enough sleep. She used positive words such as delicious hour, full of hopes, to enhance their imagination. In the conclusion, the speaker also provided a space to the audience to think about the pros if the children get enough sleep. Lastly, the speaker made it even more effective by pausing just a moment before the last word, prison dream, to leave a strong impact to the audience. That's all from me. Thank you.